Yeah.
We waited a really long time until the weather looked good. Took off to where we only had enough light to make it here pretty much. Came in here and landed. And we could either land 2 miles down that way near a campground or here, which is not very close to a hotel, but there's a hotel a half mile and then another one a mile and a half that's nicer. So we're just gonna walk down the street and see if someone will take pity on us.
Either way, 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. Gotta walk about a mile back this way, so. All right, morning of day 2, about 5 a.m. Just walked, I think half mile from the hotel down here, and we were thinking this field would be open and launchable, but what we got is this road next to some power lines, sort of uphill, so we're just gonna set up, hopefully no cars come, launch out of here, be on our way. There's Tucker doing his thing.
There is a nice little breeze, and by nice breeze I mean headwind, so we're probably not going to be able to make it that far, but the next gas stop is about 30 miles, so we should be able to do that regardless of, even if it's 20-mile-an-hour wind. I think we can make that. Just think if we were racing, we would have been out here at like 4:50 trying to take off. We would not have gotten yogurt, wouldn't have taken a shit. Clear.
Let me look real quick. I think I see a car. There is. He's far away. If you go like super quick, you'll be good. Just don't blow it in the middle of the road. He's actually getting close. I'd wait. Okay, cool.
God, I hope he doesn't toss my wing.
He's moving over pretty good. All good? Yes, sir.
My face is already cold.
Okay.
Seems legit.
You totally drugged that wire.
The wind didn't help much.
All right, I'm gonna give it a go. That came up super crooked.
It looked like the wing went in the wires. I was like, holy shit.
Now it's like direct crosswind. I'm gonna have to get it up and turn it. All right, I'm going. Take 2.
Oh, buddy. Stay on it.
Why couldn't I have done that the first time?
Just make a slight left and climb straight out. That's good right there. We can just kind of got to go around the city.
All right.
I'm going to trim out and keep climbing. I really jam these triggers. I'm going to do the shit show here. Oh my god. Where the fuck is my throttle? Woo! Lucky.
Got it?
Yeah. Like stuck back there, but it didn't go in the drop. This corner.
Is this right about the heading we're gonna take?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm trying to pick out a visual reference for it, but see where the like distant mountains kind of lead off.
Right.
Pretty much right where that point is, head to that. And I think we are straight into it. We're doing 22 knots.
Not too good.
No, not really, but it should be good. Yeah, 27 miles directly to the point, so we only need to fly for an hour and a half, as long as we don't circumnav too much.
Do you want to try to go any lower so we get less headwind?
We could. I don't think it was like, I didn't really see it. I didn't really feel like it ramped up as we climbed though.
Yeah.
23, I don't know, we're not doing that bad. Like, yeah, I guess, I don't know, we're already like looking at that deer.
Yeah.
we're not as high as I thought we would.
Seems like all these deer are just doing their morning cardio. They're just blasting through the field.
Like they warm up with calisthenics and like a formation stretch. Oh God, we're only going 25 miles to the, that was just temporary. Weird, you can like almost predict the turbulence based on these little washes, these little canyons and these little fingers, whatever it's called. We are like right on the line of the airspace. Radar guys probably watching us going, these guys are good.
How's your fuel situation look?
Oh my God, I think it looks really bad.
Really?
I feel like I have a gallon left.
Really? Do you think we're at the halfway point yet?
Yeah.
Do we have any other options?
I'm thinking this little town over here at 1 o'clock, because everything else is in the airspace. Yeah, you'd have like maybe a gallon.
I'm working on the Google Maps. There's a bunch of gas stations. It looks like in that little built-up area up and to the right, but I don't know if that's in the airspace.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, pretty much if you go to those grain elevators, you're in the Class D. But there's none in that little town.
No, doesn't look like it.
I'm going to pull my trims in just a little bit for kind of best vibes.
Okay.
There's a road going out of town over there that would be better than there. I mean, we'd be closer to gas. You can see some houses and stuff above. That's at like 12 o'clock, and I think that's the road that goes into town.
Okay.
And then I can just land on that road like right at the end of the airspace.
Thinking that's the best bet?
Yeah, maybe I can make it. Can you see my gas at all?
Yeah, it's getting down there. 3 or 4 liters maybe. I checked mine and I'm at about half a tank. There's definitely fuel in there. It's just really hard to see with the shadow.
Yeah, I'm pretty much looking for a good place to set it down. God, every time I see a road, there's nowhere to land next to it that's really all that convenient, you know?
Yeah. I would say you're in about 2 liters.
Okay. There's another road over there. Maybe it'll be better. I think my best bet, like right now, is right ahead of us, that little light green field that's on this side of the road.
Yeah.
I could take a couple swipes at the approach and make sure it's good, rather than like running out and having to stick it. It's not a great LZ, but just because if I could like touch down right on the dirt.
Yeah, I just saw that behind the trees.
YOLO. Nailed it.
Alright, I'll come in right behind you.
Cool, it's doing this. I'm going to pack it up and get on the road just so I don't piss anybody off. I wasn't planning on landing right towards the wires, it just, the wind direction kind of worked out that way. And so you can see my dust here. Nice, buddy. Hope my GoPro's running. Nailed it. Motor's a lot lighter.
It's an advantage.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I am bummed. Oh, lordy.
Alright, so here's the current situation. We just landed in this little driveway. We were trying to go about 30 miles, but we only got, I think, like 21 or something like that, because we had a pretty good headwind. And Shane over here is just about out of fuel. I think he's got like 2 liters, so we decided to take this opportunity to land rather than trying to push it farther and having a motor out. So, but Shane just walked down the road. We saw some guy come check us out, so he's going to see if maybe he's willing to give us a ride in his truck. We'll see. This headwind thing, I'm sure we're going to have a couple more flights like this that are only 20-30 miles, but the trip home will be a lot easier. Always an adventure. We'll see what happens next. Well, we lucked out. Our man Justin stopped by and happened to have 2 gallons of gas, so we threw that in Shane's tank.
Yeah.
I think we're good to go for the next stop about 10 miles away.
Yeah, that's luck.
Super lucky. Well, we got a crosswind launch onto the wires down the road and avoid that that sign. Should be good. Not bad. I'll take it. I was kind of hoping Mr. Red Truck would be our knight in shining armor.
We are in luck. This dude has a field at his house that is big enough to launch from, and he is going to let us ditch the motors there for the day until it's good to fly, and run us by a shop to get oil, and he brought us gas. He's pretty much the nicest guy ever. It should be rad. As long as we don't drop these motors out of the back.
Yeah, I'm set on there.
They have hot eats and cool treats, Tucker. They treat you right.
There's this much wind.
They're flying like really small wings, so they don't quite take off as vertical.
Yeah, they fucking kind of.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, we could run to Jimmy's. He's got his whole shit. It's only right there around the corner.
Yeah.
And I mean, they take off the fucking airplane and it's mowed field. You can kind of run down over a hill and fuck, it'll fly off easy.
Like in this much wind, shit.
Yeah, you should.
Wouldn't need much at all.
Yeah.
Risky biscuits? Risky biscuits.
You go like this?
Not normally. Alright. Clear? I'm going gloveless until I get cold. Got to move, Mav. Got to move I ever seen, man.
You want to just loiter out there and I'll come up and meet you for the air show?
Yeah.
If I get off the ground, that is.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna give it a shot in this breeze.
Right on, buddy.
Smooth and delicious.
Check. Well, it looks like we lost Cena's. I think we've decided for this leg, the weather for tomorrow looks like garbage. So instead of continuing on with a normal plan, I think we decided that we're just going to straight line it back home because home is favoring a tailwind. So we're pretty sure we're going to be able to make it on one tank of gas before that sun sets. See if we can link back up on Cena's when I get close here. Man, this town here is probably the biggest we've encountered so far. It's more built up than anything else. By the time we get all the way back to home base, we're in friggin' no man's land. I think Shane's framing up a selfie down there. I'm gonna pull out my phone and see if I can video chat Jacqueline. Let's see if she answers. I can't hear you. She's at her mom's house. That's her mom's cat. Oh, we got a small airport here. Got a 3-hour difference. 6 o'clock right now. 9 o'clock back at home. And it's completely dark. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm gonna hang up. I launched without gloves because it was hot on the ground. Figured I'll put them on once my hands get cold. It's starting to get colder up here. Alright, it looks like Shane just trimmed out. That Doberman has a weird trim system and he has to like come off of power and pull instead of like let go of a tab. Every time he does it, his wing like shakes erratically. So maybe just a little bit longer in this direction. Yeah, the river's over there. I think we're gonna be just making a turn a few degrees to the right. If anything, we might actually even be kind of on the right course already. We got like 4 hours of sleep last night, and we were just chilling at that guy's house for a while. I laid down for a minute next to the motors in the shade. I passed out for like an hour. I was so tired. Legit, I think I woke up like maybe an hour ago. Now we're up here in the sky. All right, I think I'm gonna go for the old glove technique, see if I can't drop anything. Got a little bit of altitude above Shane so that I can come off of power and drop my throttle to try to put my one glove on. All right, that's the easy one. All right. Dropping power momentarily. And we're good. Didn't lose too much altitude on that. Not too bad. Give that a B+. Smells like pesticides. I think my Cena died. Alright, so that basically concluded our cross-country adventure. A couple days after this, we actually did a local flight over a giant waterfall, so that video is coming soon. If you made it this far and you're not subscribed, hit that button for that video coming soon. Anyways, I wanted to basically give my thoughts on like the whole idea of the Icarus race, and I kind of explained in the first video. The Icarus race is held by the Adventurous, and they have one series called the Icarus Trophy, which is generally like a 1,000-mile paramotor race. And then they have the smaller series, the Icarus X race, which is about 200 to 300 miles. And this is what we were planning for an up-and-coming one in Washington. Basically, in each of these races, there's a race class and an adventure class. And the race class is like fully unsupported, and these guys are first to the finish line is the winner, basically. They're going all out, they're like the expert guys. And then there's the adventure class, and that's more so just like relaxed, have as much fun, do it safely, and just be there for the adventure, basically. So I kind of had some expectations coming into the idea of unsupported paramotor cross-country stuff, but now afterwards I want to kind of give my thoughts. And for me personally, the idea of making it a competition and doing it in the race class, to me, that doesn't really appeal much. I would rather, if I were to participate, I'd definitely do it in the adventure class. Just do it for fun. And some people kind of like the idea of being forced to fly in conditions you normally wouldn't fly in, and flying all day, which isn't really normal. But for me, I think I would definitely stick to the adventure class and just do it for fun. So overall, just some pros and cons I thought of for unsupported paramotor cross-country flying. Obviously cons, you have a lot of gear, and normally you're launching with a full tank of fuel. So on my Scout, full tank of fuel plus probably a 30-pound bag with a tent and a sleeping bag and water and food and oil and all that, I was probably over 100 pounds of gear. So for launching and any navigating on foot in between, that kind of sucks. The other thing is there's always difficult launch sites. You're kind of like landing on the side of the road, things you wouldn't normally do. So that's definitely a challenge. Pros, however, I kind of thought coming into it, it might be a little bit boring, like flying for 2 hours at a time and just sitting there, but really it's not boring at all. You're always kind of figuring out how to get from point A to point B, checking your navigation, stuff like that, and you're flying over like beautiful terrain, so it really never gets boring. The other thing, I think it's really rewarding. Inherently, you're kind of normally in a beautiful flying area, but it's challenging because you're flying a paramotor that only goes like 30 to 35 miles an hour. So to get over a large stretch of land, like 100 miles or so in a day, it's really rewarding at the end. Another thing I was thinking about as far as planning goes, planning is as much of a challenge, I think, as the actual flying. So before you even take to the air, you have to think about your gas stops, airspace, checking out sectional charts, and we used SkyVector and ForeFlight in-flight to navigate. Airspace was super important so you don't bust through anything you're not supposed to be in. As far as weather goes, like we had a headwind all the way down, so we had a super slow ground speed, and then after that we had a tailwind and everything went super quick. So weather is a huge part of it, and that can change like hour to hour. So if the weather changes and all of a sudden you thought you had a good plan, but now it's not a good plan like we experienced, you kind of have to figure out how to recover from that. And hitchhiking, always have cash on you so that you can buy gas off of someone if they happen to have it. That kind of thing always comes into account, and I think that's kind of a fun part of the whole idea. So overall, I think I'm pretty stoked on the idea of like an unsupported paramotor cross-country thing. I think I'm gonna try to figure out some longer flights I can do in the Northeast. Maybe like a full day, go out in the morning, come back at night, or even like a 2 or 3 day trip. So we'll see what happens. I'm pretty excited about it. I had a good time on this trip. Like I said, one more video coming soon. It was an awesome flight, so stay tuned for that. Till then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.